Hello, my name's Reed Koch. I'm a principal machine learning engineer at Kung Fu AI, and this is a quick explainer for non-programmers about ChatGPT. ChatGPT has become immensely popular in the last couple weeks and is being used for essay writing and content creation and all kinds of creative things that aren't typically associated with machine learning. So we wanted to make a quick video about how it works and what exactly it does that's different from machine learning that's come in the past. Now, OpenAI, the company that made ChatGPT, has a blog post about this and a number of other blog posts that are interesting and informative and are linked in the description below. So the GPT models have been under development for a while, and they're basically fill-in-the-blank models. They generate text that completes something. So, I went to the blank, could be store, could be show, could be restaurant, could be edge of the known universe. There's a certain probability that any of these things could end that phrase. And generally speaking, a system that's really good at estimating those probabilities is going to be really good. It needs to understand language in some way in order to get the context, in order to understand what's most likely to finish the sentence, even though many, many things can. ChatGPT is kind of an evolution of this idea. So rather than completing a single sentence, the I went to the store part, the known part, is the prompt. And then they're filling in the blank by generating the response. Now, the problem is that it is impossible to actually create a data set that contains, most possible prompts and most possible responses. And on top of that, there are many good responses to any single prompt. How are you today? I could be good, I could be bad, and I could be a large language model trained by OpenAI that doesn't have emotions like a human. All of these are good answers. In this case, the more informative one here probably is best. So in this video, we wanted to talk a little bit about the exact trick that OpenAI's AI trainers have used to train this model. It's called reinforcement learning from human feedback. This is a technique that's been in use for a while for really complicated problems. People use it to learn how to pilot helicopters. And there's actually a book, The Alignment Problem, by Brian Christian, also linked in the description below, that has a very nice discussion of why this technique is interesting for hard problems. Now, in ChatGPT, there's kind of two phases to the training. The first phase is to get ChatGPT into the right neighborhood. There are a small number of conversations that are just human, 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 human. It's all human, and it gets ChatGPT started. After that, they go to reinforcement learning by human feedback, in which they will have a prompt like, tell me how to make an omelet, and then they'll use ChatGPT to generate several different answers. There's this one that you're seeing typed on the screen right now. There could be one that starts off like, well, to make an omelet, you're going to need to break a few eggs. And you could imagine 4 or 5 others. And the AI trainers at OpenAI actually rank all of those from best to worst. Now, what's interesting about that is in typical machine learning, you just say this one's right, all the others are wrong. But by going best to worst, you can acknowledge that there's sort of partial correctness in all these different answers. And that gives much more rich input and creates a system ultimately that can benefit from its training data, but is not confined by its training data. Ultimately, that ranking and the decisions of the people who do that ranking to create the data set are a large part of what makes ChatGPT such an interesting and useful system. At the end of the day, again, to summarize, the goal here for ChatGPT is when I type in a prompt, it generates a response that looks like highly ranked responses for similar prompts that it has seen from its AI trainer team. And understanding that it's not doing anything more intelligent than that, it's just really good at that exact task, is the key to understanding what kinds of things ChatGPT is good at and what kinds of things ChatGPT is probably not very good at. In a follow-up video, I want to talk a little bit more about how that puts a lot of responsibility on the AI trainers and the decisions they make in ranking, as well as talk just more clearly about what kinds of things ChatGPT probably is really, really good at versus maybe not so useful. Thank you.